Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and oh my goodness, I have the absolute cutest bunny, chick, and Easter egg project to show you today. We're going to be using some of these little wood pieces, an egg, a chick, and some bunnies from Dollar Tree. We're going to be using some of this Dollar Tree wired burlap looking ribbon. And then we're going to use some napkins, some Mod Podge, my iron, and a lighter. So, I don't know if you remember, but last fall I had my daughter-in-law's mother come over and we made like 20 fall themed napkin rings. This same idea, but with fall themed napkins and fall shapes like turkeys and leaves. So we're going to do it in a springy version and it should be really fun. I'm super excited. As you're hopping on, tell me who's watching. Love to see where you are. Feel free to ask questions. And I would love it if you would sprinkle, because let me just tell you right now, I have some fun bunny pieces and Easter words to give away. So this is a stencil that has been retired from magnoliadiy.com. I'm going to cut it apart, so I'm going to give away a package that has some Easter goodies in it, and it's going to include a couple of these bunnies and some of these little doodads, and it will include some of these words. And then this afternoon I'll be going live again to do another project. We're going to make a bunny stuffy front door hanger. So I'll be giving away other pieces of it this afternoon. All you need to do to get your name in my hat is sprinkle. So, okay, let's jump right in. All right, so I have two options for napkins. These were actually in my napkin drawer. I don't know why I didn't ever think about actually decoupaging with them, because they're cute. And then I have these. And these, I think, I'm trying to remember, where did I get them? I might have picked these up at Tuesday morning. I just can't remember for sure. But you want, for this project, you really want an all over pattern. And then I'm just using my basic Mod Podge. Mine is matte. It doesn't matter. You can use absolutely whatever you have. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find some kind of a surface to work on. And I'm just using a very yucky, very well-used cake board. It's Wilton brand. It's from Walmart. Comes in a package of 4. These are great, especially for when you need to go outside and give something a coat of a clear matte sealer. I'll lay it in the grass and spray it. Okay, so I'm going to take one bunny, one egg. I guess I'll have to open this package up. And one chick. And I did want to point something out to you. Okay, and I don't know why this is, but if you purchase these at Dollar Tree, you'll notice in each package there's going to be one piece that has something like almost burned on the back of it. Don't use that one. I mean, you could use it if you were going to paint it or something, but I wouldn't choose to use it for this project. Okay, so I'm just going to take some Mod Podge. I'm not even being neat about it because you don't need to. And I'm going to put on a generous coat, although that's way too much, of Mod Podge on one side of my little shapes. I'll hold it up so you can see. You definitely want to get it, make sure it covers the whole thing, because if it doesn't, then your napkin won't stick to that part. So you can see it's pretty thick and just messy. And especially these ones with these little, like this chick has these 3 little things on the top of its head. You definitely want to look closely to make sure that you've got that the Mod Podge actually stuck to that part and the little beak. So I'm getting so brave. The first time I did this kind of a decoupage project with a lighter, I was kind of scared. I just didn't know what to expect. So I did it in the kitchen over the sink. Well, now I'm getting brave, but not that brave because I do have a tub of water right here. So if you're gonna do it, you know, just be careful. Don't have your 4-year-old daughter, son, niece, nephew, grandchild, you know, child of a friend. Don't have them be holding the shapes while they're getting burned. Just be smart, that's all. No big deal. Okay, I need to clean my fingers off. Because you don't want to have Mod Podge on your fingers when you move on to the next step. All right, I'm going to set these aside. And, okay, the next thing is, I'm going to move my handy dandy little iron board over here. And I have a piece of parchment paper all ready to go. This is going to protect my iron because I really don't want to melt any Mod Podge onto my iron. I have it set about on cotton, no steam. Okay, I do have some that are finished. Well, they're ready for the next step, but I want to show you everything start to finish. So the first set, I used these. This second set, we're going to play around with this and see if I like it. I don't know if it's going to work. So, okay, what you need to do when you're working with napkins, they're going to either be 2-ply or 3-ply. The more expensive ones are usually 3-ply. And that just means that they have different layers. I'll put in my glasses so I can see. Okay, you guys, there's somebody on here, I hate to interrupt, if you're watching on Facebook, asking for people to become their friends. Under no circumstances, ever, respond or accept one of those people. They're trolls. They have nothing better to do and they're hoping that they can become your friend and then down the road ask you for money and you'll feel sorry and give it to them. So I hate that they even bother us. We're just trying to have fun and do crafts. But I just want to make sure that you guys knew that. So if somebody, and usually, here's the funny fact. Usually there's somebody from another part of the world, generally speaking, and they've found a picture of a very good-looking man, and they're using that as their profile picture. So that is not who is asking you to become their friend, just so you know. Okay, first thing I removed the ply, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly iron my napkin. What's going on here? Okay. We're going to mostly use this printed area. Okay, you want to wait to do this next step until your pieces are relatively dry. Okay, so I did this one before I came live, and I made this one before I came live. We might have to dry it just a little bit. And I made this one before I came live. Let me get my heat gun out for just a moment. And it takes usually, I don't know, I would say 20-30 minutes for the Mod Podge to dry enough that you can move on to the next step. So, and you don't want to put your napkin on it while it's still wet. Okay, here's what this troll says. Hello, dear. I'm hoping we can be friends, but some story. I would love to become friends, please send me a friend request, sweetie or honey, or they'll say, I find your posts enchanting, or you have the most delightful smile, or some ridiculous stuff like that. Don't even get me started, but there's been so many trolls lately. I spend at least 30 minutes every day hunting them down and banning and deleting them, and it's just a waste of my time, so it's aggravating. Anyways, enough about that. Okay, I think these napkins, somebody's asking, I believe I got them at Hobby Lobby. I can't remember for absolute certain. The other ones, I have no idea. They've just been in my napkin drawer, and we've been using them until I thought, oh, those are kind of cute. Those would be cute on this project. That one had a big lump. Okay, we'll just guess that that's good enough. All right, I'm off my troll tangent. Okay, so now what you want to do, we'll start with this little chick, is you're going to take your napkin, and you can kind of see through it. So you want to decide roughly, and there's no right or wrong place to put these, but you want to kind of decide where you want your pattern to be. Okay. And then I'm going to, I think I have all the plies out of this. I'm going to just quickly give it just a little bit of heat with my iron just to start that sticking process. What is going on here? Oh, I'm unplugged. My iron is unplugged. Oh, darn. Okay, well, while we're waiting for that to heat up, let me show you the ones I already made. And also tell you, these pieces all came from Dollar Tree. They have these little wood cutout things pretty much for every season. This year you get 8 pieces, and my store is $1.25 per item. They're just a real thin wood, and they're great for this project. So I can't remember what the summer shapes are, but they had hearts and that kind of thing for Valentine's Day. And yeah, so here's a little bunny, here's a little chickie, and here's an egg. And I made 6, and I will be giving these away later in the week. These 2 sets of 6. Okay, so let's see if my iron is heating up at all. That's what the problem was. Okay, I've just got it stuck on just enough to stick. And it's not super duper hot. I'm gonna make sure that there's no like huge wrinkles, and then I'm gonna put my piece of parchment paper in between my iron and this little chickie. I have my iron set on about cotton, no steam. Yes, using the heated iron reactivates the Mod Podge. And you guys, here's something that you may or may not have known. Mod Podge can be kind of an expensive crafting ingredient, and you can make your own Mod Podge. I have personally not tried it, but if you Google homemade Mod Podge, you can get some recipes. And I think most of them are basically just white school glue combined with water. So that's an option too. If you don't have any Mod Podge, or you think it's just, you know, it is ridiculously expensive. It's like $5 or $6 for a bottle, although the bottles do last a very long time. You know what we might do? Oh, this is hot. We might do some of the egg with the orange. That would be super cute. And I do have some orange ribbon. I'll have to dig that out. Okay, so, I'm gonna assume that my egg is good enough. And let's think about how we could want to do this. If we were going to include some of this orange bottom. I want these little points here to be centered. Okay, I'm going to just lay my iron on here just long enough to tack it on. Okay, and then I'm pushing any sort of wrinkles that I can see out. And, you know, the other thing that you could make with this project is you could make a banner, because these all have a little hole in the very top of them, so you could hang them on a garland of some sort and put, you know, strips of ribbon or fabric, that kind of thing on them. Okay, let's cut this out, and we are going to come back to them, because that's one thing you definitely want to make sure that you have your napkin thoroughly attached. And you might, oh, that's hot. You might notice that I'm cutting the excess of the napkin off around it. Okay, so set those two over here, and let's proceed with our bunny. Okay, what do we want? Where do we want our bunny to have? Let's give our bunny some of these little, and I want to make sure every bit of our bunny has something interesting. That's a cute spot right there. Okay. So I'm going to tell you all the rest of the steps, so stay with me. If you get 8 pieces in one package for $1.25, and you have some napkins and some ribbon, you can make a set of napkin rings for almost nothing. And, you know, if you don't want to spend a lot on your Easter table, or for every day, these are cute, then this is a great option. Okay, so there's our bunny. And let's get just some of this. This is right there off. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat them a little more, just to make sure that that Mod Podge is reactivated on all of these guys, on all the edges. So I'm kind of pushing down with my iron around the edges. So I think a lot of people do Mod Podge this way these days. It's less messy for sure, and it's easier to get whatever paper or napkins you want to have on your project on there without getting them wrinkled or crumpled. But the next step, the burning, we're going to burn the edges off. I'll give you an alternative. That, I've done it, like I said, I did it last fall. That might be a little less common. Oh, these are hot. Okay, so we just want to look and see, do we pretty much have it everywhere? And yes, we do. All right, so I'm going to put my iron and my little ironing board. This came from Walmart, in case you want an ironing board for your crafting place. It's the perfect size. Okay. Oh, and I don't need this either. Okay, so I have my little tub of water. It's my yucky stencil tub. I really need to get another one badly. So I'll wait for these ones that I just painted with the Mod Podge, I'll give them at least 30 more minutes before I proceed to this next step, like what we just did. Okay, so now I want to give you a couple things, tell you a couple things that I learned. If you hold your piece with the napkin on the upside, the flames are going to rise and you'll get a little bit more charring. This has been my experience around the edges, and that's just kind of where you can see the black, where it's burned. In my experience, if you hold it this way with the wood side up, you don't get as much charring on the napkin. And I am just going to hold it completely flat. And then I'm going to move my fingers around based on where my napkin is burning. And it'll burn itself out. And this one I did get a little more charring, and I think that's because I didn't trim my paper as small. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of use a paper towel to kind of wipe, oh, it's fine, wipe some of the dark charring off the edges. And then I'm just going to take a soft piece of sandpaper. Could look like this. It could be a foam sanding block. It could be whatever you have. It does look like I did burn my little beak a little bit. So I might not keep this one. I might do that one over. Let's do the next one. When I did the ones this morning, I didn't have that issue. So let's trim our paper just a little bit closer. That might be what I did. And I think I'm remembering right about how you hold it. Let's see. Yep, I'm going. That's cute. Okay, Amy says she likes the charred edges. You guys see that? It just kind of burns itself out. Okay, this is what that looks like. Isn't that cute? I think when I am going to give away that part of this little bunny stencil that has been retired, and some of these Easter words. I'll include a couple of napkins too, so that you can do this project if you happen to like this. Isn't that adorable? Okay, and then here's our bunny. Let's trim this one a little bit tighter as well. So I'm super excited about these stuffies that we're going to be making this afternoon. We're going to do some little things on them to give them just that extra something something. And it's going to be a door hanger, an Easter door hanger. It's going to be super cute. Okay, so this is roughly how close in I trimmed it. And let's just start right here. Can you see that burning? Go all the way around. If it stops burning somewhere, you can just relight it. Like it just stopped right there. So let's just relight it right here. Okay, and this little spot by the bunny's tail didn't seem to do anything, so let's just burn that off. Okay. Ooh. And we actually, it looks like I burned a little bit of the front of this bunny's foot. Or maybe not, I can't tell what that is. I may have. It's not as easy to talk and craft. And I wasn't holding my pieces completely still, but no matter. Okay, so where are our pieces? Here are our 3 pieces. And let me show you the ribbon that I found recently at Dollar Tree that I think could work with this fabric. It's this. It's a little wider than some of the other wired ribbons that they have. But this says, it's wired edge ribbon and it has 9 feet. And it's this great orange. Okay, before I move on to the next step, let me tell you about some other little pieces that you could do some fun things with too. You could, I don't know if you've seen these are something else that some Dollar Trees have. I got these in Santa Fe, New Mexico when we were on a trip recently. My Dollar Tree here in Georgia does not seem to have these. So they have little chicks, little bunnies, and little eggs. And you could add these onto your napkin rings if you wanted. Okay. Let's do the next step. And let's work with these ones that I made beforehand. Let's start with this egg. Okay. I took a piece of this is the same ribbon, but it's pink, of this ribbon, and I know someone will ask me how long I cut it, so let me just tell you right now, it's 8.5 inches. And I'm gonna fold in one side. I'm going to fold in the other side just a little bit. And I have my glue gun going. Okay, and I'm going to tack this down just a teeny bit. I need my finger protector. I've used it for a long time. Where are they? Here we go. You can get these at Dollar Tree also. They're kind of goofy looking, but they work. So I just want to tack this down just a little bit. So you can see how small of a little fold I did. Okay, and then I'm going to glue one on top of the other. Now think about how big of a napkin do you want to put in here. Do you want to do a cloth napkin and you know, grab the center and make it kind of like a pie shape? Do you want to do paper napkins? All of those kind of things are going to go into your decision about how big you make these. So I'm just going to glue one side over the top of the other. And this wired ribbon, if you can find it at Dollar Tree, it is nice. It's very stiff, so it works great. Okay, so I have my little tube, and I'm literally just going to glue it, the center bit of it. On the back. And I chose this pink because it will show just a little bit with the different shapes, but super cute. Okay, let's do it again. Let me take this off because it's making my fingers sweat. Oh, thank you, Carrie. She says, what a great idea. I love just taking something that's nothing. I mean, these little shapes from Dollar Tree are just nothing, super special, and turning them into something cute. And I'll tell you what kind of person I am. I'm the kind of person at Christmas, at Thanksgiving, at Easter, any time when you're going to have a big meal with family, I'm the kind of person that I'm all about setting the table. I really don't care about the food that much. I'm more a set a pretty table kind of person. So I'm all about napkins and placemats and there's my finger thing, that kind of stuff, more so than what we're actually going to eat for the meal. So you can see why I would love this. And I think when you can make some of the pieces for your table, it's even better. Okay, so if you don't want pink to be part of your Easter theme, then just choose a different kind of a wired ribbon. It could be just burlap. It doesn't have to be a color, or it could be a printed, like I've got some other ribbon out to show you. Whoops. What just happened? My eggs, these little miniature eggs just fell off my table into the trash can. Okay, so it was the same deal. I glued my two pieces of my little tube together, and let's put it on this bunny. And you're going to see it more on your bunny shape, but that's okay. I promise. It's totally fine because this is part of the theme. Okay, let's do one of these little chickies. Oh, and I need to tell you the other step also, which I've completely forgotten until just now. Okay, so I did mine 8.5 inches long, roughly. And if you consider my little wood shapes, the napkin was essentially free, or seriously just pennies. My wood shapes and then the ribbon, I have at most $2.50 into a bunch of really cute napkin rings. So this is a super affordable kind of thing. And it could be really fun to do with your kids, grandkids. I want to show you the other method of getting the edges off. You don't have to necessarily burn it. That is optional. Definitely use a low temperature hot glue gun if you are going to have little ones. Okay, Shirley is asking me, could you use scrapbook paper? Yes, absolutely. You could use old dictionary pages if you want that look. I mean, you could use wrapping paper. You could use whatever you want. I'm just using this cute little napkin because I wanted to. But it can be whatever you want. And the wood shapes, these wood shapes I'm using came from Dollar Tree. Walmart does have some wood shapes. And probably the other stores like Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, they probably have some wood shapes too. Oh, hey, and let me show you this one thing while I'm right here. This little chickie has a teeny little space between his legs. And what I did there is I just took my Dollar Tree palette knife and I poked it in that hole. It's too hard to burn that out of there. So here's the 3, whoops, that we did just now. Aren't they adorable? Of course, if you want, you could add some more little ribbons. You could add a light pink little button. You could do all that same kind of fun stuff on these just to give them a little more whatever. And they can be done with absolutely whatever color you're thinking that you love. So let's do one of these now with the orange and see how that looks. And I just got this ribbon, this burlap ribbon, at my Dollar Tree in Georgia last week. That doesn't mean anything though, as I've come to learn. It's not a for sure thing that every Dollar Tree is going to have the same inventory. And it's also not a for sure thing that they're going to have the same seasonal stuff at the same time. So, like your Dollar Tree where you live, it may have already had all of their Easter shapes out and they're done with it. I don't know. But you can look other places like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, Walmart. Okay, so I did the same thing. And the other thing is, you could, if you wanted, you don't have to burn them. You could also just use a piece of sandpaper to pull the excess napkin off gently. So you don't have to burn if you don't want to. And that might be a better idea if you have little ones helping you. Super duper cute. So I will for sure be making 2 whole sets of 6 pieces. Some of them with this paper and some of them with this paper. And then I'll let you know. I'll give those away sometime in the next week or so. And I'll let you know how that's all going to work. But for right now, when I need to tell you this. I need to tell you about this, but before I get to that, I am going to cut this, but it was called a Bunny Builder stencil. It's been retired. It was a Magnolia DIY stencil that was super cute. They do have adorable Easter stuff this year. If you want links, just say link and I'll get you a link so you can go look at what they do have. But I'm going to cut this into maybe 2 or 3 pieces of different little elements. And I'm also going to cut out some of these words. And I'll be giving away one of those to one person who sprinkles this video to your social media. What is sprinkling? I get that question a lot. It's just the silly word that we say, crafters say. To refer to you taking this video and putting it, sharing it onto your Facebook page or a Facebook group that you're involved in. That is honestly the #1 way that you can help me grow my little crafting thing here is by sprinkling my videos to your social media. And that way your friends, family, and acquaintances who are interested in crafts see the project. They watch for a little while, then they like and follow, and then they sprinkle, and that's just kind of how it works. So, if you want to sprinkle this video to your Facebook page, Facebook group, whatever you're involved with, I can see that in the back end of everything, and I'll pick one name tomorrow morning, Tuesday. What is today? Tuesday, the 8th of March, 2022. I'll pick one name for some of these goodies who sprinkled. So sprinkle, 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 sprinkle if you want your name to go into my hat. And I'm going to do the same thing with the video that I'm going to do later, where I show you how you can use these adorable, they're called bunny patterns. We're going to make, and there's even a little fluffy tail, we're going to make a front door stuffy. And I've been working on it, getting ready to show you, because there's a lot of prep I need to do before we actually go live and show you. But anyways, that's what we'll be doing later this afternoon, probably 3 or 4 o'clock Eastern time. Today, March 7th, 2022, I'll be giving away the other pieces of these stencils for sprinkling that one. So come back to that. Of course, you can watch either one of these videos on replay at any point. Oh, and sprinkling, just so you know, is not writing the word sprinkle in the comments. So I just wanted to let you know that, because I know that is something that I thought that's how it worked for the longest way too. Anyways, I hope that this simple idea made with napkins, a little bit of wired ribbon, some Mod Podge, my iron, and a lighter gave you some ideas because, oh, and then the Dollar Tree shapes. I hope I gave you some ideas because honestly, the possibilities are endless. You could turn this into any color, any style, any design that you might want and have something completely unique for your Easter table. Also, if you're going to someone else's house maybe for Easter, it could be super sweet to bring them a set that you've made as well. So that's what I wanted to show you. I will, after I get everything finished up, I'll get pictures, I'll put them here. And then I will also share them at DiyDreaming, which is the main page. If you haven't done this, that's a heart, or this, or liked and followed DiyDreaming, which surprisingly, a ton of you guys have not liked or followed my page yet. You should do that if you want to see what I have coming up later this afternoon. It's going to be adorable. And I have fun stuff coming up for all the rest of the week. So do that. Oh, and say something in the comments. It could even be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It doesn't have to mean anything. It could be complete nonsense. But when Facebook sees all those things together that you liked, followed, and turned on your notifications, that you said something, you did a this or a this, they say, ah, this person, like Robin Gray Neal, who just did a bunch of sprinkles and wrote the word water, that's sweet. They think, oh, well, Robin likes this page, so we will start serving it to her. So there's your Facebook lesson. Okay, another lesson from earlier was about trolls. They're going to ask you to be friends. They don't really want to be friends with you. And most likely the picture of the amazingly good-looking guy that they have on their Facebook page is not even them. There's some like troll, a real troll looking kind of a human that they make their living by cheating people out of money. So don't fall for it, please. Lisa says I make her laugh with the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I don't even know how to spell that, but I think she just spelled it right. So don't respond to those trolls by saying, you're a troll, get away. Just report them, and then you can let me know if you like. But I do check and recheck and recheck and recheck my videos going back a week or two at a time for them. And as soon as I see them, I ban them, and then I also block them. And then just to be triple safe sure, I delete every comment that they put here on this page. Or comments to you. I do all of that, which is a super huge pain, but I don't want any one of you guys, I care about you. I don't want any of you guys to have something terrible happen. like to have your identity stolen, or that some troll tricks you out of money or something. Okie dokie. One of you guys says your sister always sets the table and she thinks this would be a great birthday gift for her. Yes, and you know it would be even better? And this is an idea for all of you guys. Invite a friend, your sister, your mom, your grandma, your next door neighbor, your friend from church, your exercise buddy. Invite them over, go get all the stuff that you're gonna need from Dollar Tree and do this together. And I think it would be super fun. Alrighty, I hope to see you guys later. Until then, have a great rest of your morning and early afternoon. Bye everyone.